So, I have seen way too many videos by now of people talking about this, and I just cannot find one person that has the correct opinion on the topic, or that has um, the same level of, let's say, understanding or like experience on this. So I have to just make a video and talk about it because I'm getting so fucking triggered over this just by watching every fucking noob talk about this kind of stuff. It makes me fucking cringe and like, oh, I just had to make this video. So what am I talking about? So we're talking about PvP, okay, in Elden Ring. So like the upcoming, you know what it is, like the new From Software game. So first of all, I want you to know my credentials, okay? So my curriculum vitae and what I've been doing with this game. So I've been playing the game for like 10 years, It's the same game, right? Like it's the same formula in different ways, but I started playing when Demon Souls came out, and I was the guy, that will tell other people, "Oh guys, come check out this game." Like my IRL friends, I was like, "Guys, look at this. This game is awesome. We should try to play it." Because of course everyone was playing like Call of Duty, FIFA, that kind of shit. They had no clue about the greatness of this new like Demon Soul thing, and I was like telling them mouth to mouth kind of thing, okay? So I started PvPing in Demon Souls. I was like the guy that was sitting there and dwelling in 4-1 Shrine of Storms. I was just sitting there like that's how I would spend my my when I was back at home after school or whatever, when I had nothing to do. I would just sit in Shrine of Storms and just PvP, man. That's what I did. So, and also of course do a lot of invasions with other characters and all of that, and also like Dark Souls 1, all of that. Dark Souls 2, not so much. That game is trash. Dark Souls 3 also is kind of trash, but I played a little bit more than the two. Okay, so that's my history. Okay, so that you get where I'm coming from. So I have a lot of experience in these kind of systems and how they worked. They used to work, how it used to be great, let's say, and how nowadays it's completely trash and garbage and piece of crap. I'm talking about the PvP, okay? So let's say take a look at what's happening now, okay? So right now there's this debate going on the, or like debate, I don't know if I should call it a debate, because From Software is gonna decide. I'm seeing a lot of people talking about it and having the completely wrong approach to it, or like no experience whatsoever of what it used to be and why it used to be so much better than what it is now. So right now you can only invade basically groups. So like from Bloodborne, so in Bloodborne they introduced this mechanic, which is the bell, where except from two areas in the game where every player has to go through, in Bloodborne there's no invasions. There's no invasions because people, if they want to get invaded, they just ring the bell themselves. But that's not an invasion anymore. It's like invasion is when I go to your world without your consent, I steal your shit, I kill you, I murder you, and I take some stuff in return from it. That's the appeal and the idea of the invasion. Okay, so in the since Bloodborne, it's not like that anymore, because even Dark Souls 3, the game, yeah, you can still invade solo hosts and whatnot, but the game has an algorithm where it will prioritize parties. So you will always invade people that are doing co-op first. So you're not going to go into a world where it's like a one-on-one, basically, like 90% of the time. So what's the problem with that? Well, the problem is that the philosophy of FromSoft is that what they're going for is that, oh, the invader is just a mob. Like you go there and you go there and you make the experience a little bit harder for the host. That's clearing the level with these phantoms, That's what they're going for. And I'm afraid they're not going to change that, unfortunately. But the issue with that, of course, is that from the invader point of view, why would I invade someone to make their experience a little bit more, oh, spicy, someone is coming, but we just mash and we just kill him because we are 3 people and he's alone. Like, no, I want to invade because I want my experience to be good and I want to kill people and get their stuff as a reward, So let me just go back in time a little bit and tell you how it used to be. In Demon Souls, for those of you who don't know, I don't even know the remaster, if they changed this or something, or if they introduced like, maybe they did, I'm not actually aware because I don't have a PS5, I don't know about the remaster, but I don't know if they put the weapon level restriction again, that garbage piece of trash restrictions and all of that stuff, or like they changed the way the priority for invasions to where like you will also prioritize invading parties. I'm not aware of that, but in Demon Souls, there's no priority for invading parties. There's no weapon restriction. There's level restrictions. 10 levels plus or less from the host, plus and minus 10%. So like if he's level 90, you can be like level 80 and invade him, or level 100 and still invade him because you're 10 level ahead above him. Plus 10%, so that will be plus 9. So it will be, you can be up to 109, and you can invade someone that's like level 90. Okay, so that's how the math works. So that's the only thing they had in place to make it fair. So it was not fair, actually. It was just not fair. Like most of the time, if you invade, you're gonna be probably stronger than the other guy because you're gonna be prepared, but not necessarily. Some random person can actually decide to try to invade, and it will be like a fair fight usually because it's like the same level. And the other thing is that on the other side, people are not like what it is nowadays in Dark Souls 3, where if I invade, if I'm playing my low level character in Dark Souls 3 and I invade, I'm gonna get either gankers, like people that don't go into the level, or I get a solo host. And if I get the solo host, it's a guy that's twinked out because he's like, he has the best low level gear that he can possibly find, and he's gonna like ruin my experience as an invader also. The other thing is, when you used to invade in Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1, you will get a shit ton of souls if you kill a high level host, because there's no upper level cap. So right now there is the weapon level that is gonna completely ruin this, because it used to be that you can be like with your +2 weapon invading someone that's like 100 levels above you and has like +10 weapon. It can happen. If you go to some places like at the start of the game that are maybe a little bit higher level, you invade that, you're going to invade higher level people, and they will have better weapons, but also there's going to be a much better reward for you. So it's a way of, because what is the reward? You get a lot of souls. You get precisely, I think you used to get like the souls that they used to make their last level. So like if they went from level 50 to 51, they used, I don't know, 100,000 souls, and you kill that person that's level 51, you take half of that or something. Like you take the half their last level in souls. And if you're like level 10, that means you get like 5 or 6 free levels, you know, something like that. So there used to be a real reason, like a gameplay reason for why I would want to invade people. Because I want to steal their shit, I want to murder them, and the better they are, the more experience they have, or like the better gear, like level they have, the more reward I will get. Which is great, man. It's like completely, like realistically great, you know, as a concept, okay? So then what happened? What happened is that people, some stupid people, or like kids, or like they wanted to feel that they have a bigger micro e-penis or something, they will be like, oh, I'm gonna grief noobs. Like they will just make their own character, and they will be like, oh, I'm just gonna in the Burg of the Undead with my like level 1 character that has completed the whole game and has all the +10 weapons, and I'm just gonna one-shot people. Okay, man, great. Like those kind of people are just trash people. They should, but I mean, I think even someone like that will just get bored of it very quickly, in my opinion. Like I don't see how people can have fun with that for more than like 5 minutes or something. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, sure, someone will do that. Maybe I did it as well, you know, but it was not something that I will just do over and over again. Like it's just, yeah, you just do one time, okay. Or the scraping spear in Demon Souls. Okay, you get your fun breaking people equipment. That's a bit cancer, but okay. I mean, those are like little things, you know, in the game. They're not the whole picture, you know. So the invasions overall were great in Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1. Also, I want to point out that the real PvP in the game are the invasions. You cannot justify, oh, people that want to do PvP, give them an arena, give them duels. No, because only playing duels or only playing in the arena is not fun. Because you play duels or you play in the arena to train for invasions. Invasions are the real world of these games. You are in the game and you invade people. That's the real world. The duels are like practice for it. You cannot just say, oh, take away the real world, just keep the practice. Because it gets boring to just duel, you know? You want to have both of them. for the game to be great. It has to be duels, and it has to have duels, and it has to have invasions. So what happened after they saw people griefing, the noobs, the 10-year-old kids that could not like get better at the game or like figure out how way to deal with the griefers, or like you can just simply play offline, by the way, for the first levels, or maybe start up by leveling your vitality so that you have more HP, so if someone comes and griefs you, you have ways of dealing with him. Maybe you're more tanky or something, or maybe get an elemental weapon that has no scaling early on, you know, those kind of things that make the game richer in a way. Like they give you a way of knowledge that you can use against other players, you know. So all the 10 years old were complaining, oh, mom, I'm crying, I'm getting killed by this guy. And then what they give them, oh, don't worry, child. Now in Bloodborne, you can only be invaded if you want to. You don't have to be scared about anything. And people could do it already by being offline. You can just get the fuck offline and don't ruin people. Like, don't ruin my experience that I want to play online. I want to invade people because you are mad about it, you know? Just go offline. Stay offline and let people that want to play online. That's it. But in Bloodborne, they give everyone, so they give them the free pass, so they don't get invaded if they play solo. There's no invasions anymore whatsoever. They start to introduce this philosophy of, oh, the invader is just an enemy. And that's when they just lose me completely in terms of like my interest in the PvP, because I don't want to be someone else fun. I wanna be having fun myself by killing other people in the game, you know, by stealing their stuff. That's like the reason why the invasions were so great and so revolutionary at the time, because it's like, oh shit, you can actually mess up someone else. Like you can just go there. Of course, the punishment for them is not actually that big, you know, because they just lose their soul, they can get it back, you know, like, you know, it's not like they actually like lose their weapons or something, or like their character actually perma dies or something very, very hardcore like that. No, it's a like, and I think it's great, because if you're getting invaded, I love getting invaded when I play, because I'm playing solo by myself. I get invaded. That's part of the experience. It's so good, man. Like, and people, I feel like most people don't get this because maybe they have like one bad experience or something and they don't persevere through. It's kind of like the same as the first time you play these games, you're gonna be like, man, this shit, I cannot play this. I don't want to play this anymore because it's like, it's too hard. I cannot go through it. That happened to everyone. It happened to me when I played Demon's Souls the first time. I just quit the game for like, I don't know, a month or something. On the first level, I was like, no, I cannot do this. It's too hard. I didn't get it. Like, then you go back to it and like, oh shit, wait. So if I do this, if I do that, and you learn and you get better, and then boom, the worlds open up for you. I remember that, like, it's like unbelievable feeling. Like, you're like, oh shit, now I get this. The feeling of understanding how it works and beating it. But if you just take it away, you lose the value of the game. Like there's no point anymore in playing these games. Like for me personally, I'm a PvP guy. If they take away the like I don't play Sekiro. I didn't even buy that shit. It's a fucking single player game. Okay, sure, he has good combat or whatever, but Neo has better combat. Neo from 2017 has better combat. I have no doubt about that. Neo is the best single player combat in that kind of stuff. Or like the Devil May Cry or something, you know. So So going back to the griefers, then what happened is that, so they put the forced invasion against summons, right? So what is next? Also they take away HP from the invader, of course, and then all of that crap. They have the bone of the giant, the seed of the giant that will summon. Like they give all the hosts all of their because why is that? Because they want to keep their fan base happy. They don't want to make angry any little kids like upset or anything. They want to be politically correct and be like, no guys, go play your game, have fun. Also, by the way, people who summon, I give you some free advice. Don't summon anyone at least on your first playthrough. You are gonna ruin yourself the fun of the game by summoning. Because the game is not balanced around group fights, and this is a big grief I have against the invasion meta in Dark Souls 3, all of that shit, is that it's like a chaotic shit show. Like invasion is like 1-on-1, or maybe 1 against 2 or 3, but like shouldn't always be that. That's the exception, you know. Sometimes you get against 3, but it's 1-on-1. The combat in the Souls games is 1-on-1. It's not meant to be where you fight a lot of mobs at the same time. No, the soul system, the Soulborn combat system is based for 1-on-1 encounters, and the same is for multiplayer. Like, I don't want to do this fucking shit of like rolling around all the time and just dodging attacks for half a day because I'm getting ganked by 3 people and then chipping them, or like, you know, some fucking shit that happens in Dark Souls 3. Like, that is just trash, man. Okay, so what happened also is that people and that's what is in Dark Souls 3 is super bad, is that people started twinking because like the invader is at such a disadvantage in Dark Souls 3 that the griefing that used to be in Dark Souls 1, which was a relatively small problem in my opinion, it was not that big of a widespread phenomenon. Now it's everywhere in Dark Souls 3. If you invade someone in Dark Souls 3 at lower levels, you get someone that's twinked out. Like the host, if he's a solo host sitting in the bonfire, he is twinked out, waiting for people to murder. He has better gear than you, he has everything maxed out, and the best part about this, also the way the Estus work is like just, I mean, it's just completely like the fact that you can just farm infinite Estus, basically, like you can farm 15 Estus, like it's not good, man. Like the invader has like 2 Estus that heal him like half HP, and the host has like 15 Estus maxed out. Like that's just fucking trash, man. Like, it's just trash. And also if you get invaded, like if I'm playing solo, and it happened like probably like 2 or 3 times in like I don't know how many hours of play at lower levels, that you actually get invaded, the invader is always a griefer. It's never like a legit invasion. There's never like a legit match where the guy is invading you because he wants to kill you and you try to defend yourself. That's so beautiful. Like it creates some situations, some of the best moments in those games, when like you're playing through the level, someone invades you and you're like, oh shit, and it's a match which is kind of equal in some way. It's never gonna be fair, let's say, but if you have the chance to play your cards, let's say, so that is, and I would argue that people hated the backstab system in Dark Souls 1, but actually that was a way to have something that you could do that was not dependent on your gear, let's say, because or like all the little tricks like toggle escaping or like reverse rolls, all of that kind of stuff that used to be like glitches, or like even like dead angle, that kind of stuff that used to be glitches in Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1, they used to make so much, like it was the difference on how you could outplay someone, you know what I mean? Because nowadays, let's face it, the PvP is just trash because it's just R1 spamming, or like, you know, yeah, okay, there's spacing in Dark Souls 3 and all of that. So I will just say that overall, I wish they will bring it back to where there's no like invasion priority for parties at all. Like it will be just completely random, so that you get 50% of the time you get a solo host, sometime you get some people that are doing co-op, sometime you get gankers that are just sitting there like waiting for someone to invade. It will make it so much more fun rather than the Dark Souls 3 experience, which is I'm gonna invade, I'm gonna go always find people with 2 or 3 or 4 fucking phantoms in their fucking world, and it's gonna be like a fucking roll fest, and I have to spam roll fucking forever because parries are unreliable, you know, all of that crap. And like, so what's my solution? Let's be positive at the end. So what would I suggest? And but little, you know, warning is that I know that I will never do this. This is the road they're going down. Like I heard someone in some other video saying, oh, From Software is gonna hear our discussion. They don't give a fuck about you. Like I don't think they give a fuck about this, especially the PvP side. They don't care about PvP people. They only care about making their noob PvE players happy. And like, yeah, and also the PvE actually is getting trash. It's just bad. Like in Dark Souls 3, the PvE is just trash, in my opinion. Like there's no variety. Every build is the same. You always go down the same road. It's honestly, it's just kind of, and I think with Elden Ring they're gonna do a great job with that, with the PvE. I hope with they probably took the world from Demon Souls, where it's like you have the 5 different, very completely different areas that you can go through too, but there's no TPs, so you just go there with the horse or whatever. So it keeps the Dark Souls 1 feel of the world being interconnected and whatnot, you know. So I think they got the best of both worlds from Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1. but then they kept some of the flaws of the multiplayer that were introduced in the later games, which I think just completely are gonna kill the experience for a lot of people like me. Maybe, I mean, I hope not, but like I know that if the reason why people keep playing these games is the multiplayer, is not the story or the single player. You don't gonna play the single player forever. Those streamers or like people that do challenges, they hate themselves, man. Like I can tell you, like, because I also tried it, and it's like, if I have to do like a level 1 run, or like an only punch run or something, or like broken sword run, that kind of shit, man, that's not how the game is meant to be played. They're not having fun. They only do that because that gives them more attention, because oh look, I can do this, or oh look, I can do that. But the real draw of the game is actually the community aspect, in my opinion, and the PvP, the co-op, and all of that. So yeah, so they're not gonna change that though. So it's gonna go in that direction that I think they're going to, which is make it so that the invader is another mob in the game of the host. And yeah, so for the souls, when you kill the host, actually in the newer games, you just get like 1,000 souls or something. You get basically a fraction of their level in souls or something. I don't even know how the formula works for that, but you don't get anything in reward. So people actually nowadays, they just invade, but for no reason. Like you just invade, or like you duel, or you do the arena for no reason. There's no reason. There's no like real draw to it. Like, why would I get good at this thing if what do I get in return? I don't get nothing, man. In Dark Souls 3, you don't get nothing out of invading. It's so much better to just do co-op. You get so much more souls if you just kill a boss in co-op. You get a lot more souls rather than doing the invasion. It used to be that by doing invasions, you could, I remember, I could get a character to like level 60 or something just by going to early on to a high level PvP, like the forest in Dark Souls 1. You can just go to the forest straight away, and if you are good at the game, because you know how to use backstabs, you know how to parry, that kind of stuff, or like you know how to, you know, all of that stuff, or make your build with a lot of vitality and that kind of thing, even with a low level weapon, you get so many levels for free, and that's great, you know. It rewards for you putting in the effort to learn the game. It rewards you with that, you know. So yeah, I mean, I think I rambled on for way too long here. I just wanted to kind of just say these kind of things, because I hear so many, you know, like I hear so many noobs, dude, talking about this, and they're like, oh, why should From Software make the game, make the PvP look like this? And the first thing they say when they talk is like, oh, disclaimer, I'm not a PvP player. Mainly I'm a PvE player, and I do some co-op. Yeah, of course you are. Then shut the fuck up and don't talk about these things, because then From Software hears your opinion on something that doesn't even regard you, you know? And I'm just now talking, I'm a little bit mad because I saw a couple of videos like this, and I'm like, dude, why? Just why? Don't talk, man. Talk about the PvE if you're a PvE. I'm not talking. Of course I also play the PvE, but I don't give a fuck, honestly. Like, I know that part of the game is gonna be good, because usually that part of the game is good. I think the only bad PvE probably is Dark Souls 3. Probably has bad PvE because it's just like so linear, and every playthrough is the same. So there's no variety in that. You know, you always go to the same path. You always kill the same enemies. It's just like after 2 or 3 times you do it, it's always the same thing, man. It just gets old, man. That's what it is. Also the weapon levels, man, they need to get rid of that shit, man. The weapon levels are like so bad, man. They is so bad. The way it is balanced is with the summons. Like you find that if an invader comes into your world and he has like +10 weapon and you have only +1 weapon, how is that balanced? It's balanced with the fact that you as the host, you can choose, first of all, you can choose to not engage him, you can just run away, you can hide, you can summon other phantoms, you know. There's so many things you can do as the host to deal with an invader that is like trying to grief you or whatever. You have so many options as the host, whereas the invader, if you put so many restrictions on the invader literally becomes a mob in their game, and that's not fun for the invader. I hope I went over all the topics I want to go over. I don't know, I was kind of a rant, but I really needed to do this video, because I just felt like I was getting so triggered watching these noobs talk about this kind of stuff. People that are like, oh, my first game was Dark Souls 3. And I think that you are not allowed, you don't deserve to have an opinion, bro. If your first game is Dark Souls 3, you never knew. You don't even know what invasions are if the first game you play is Dark Souls. You don't even know, man. Trust me, you don't even know. You just don't even know. And maybe people that used to play a little bit in Dark Souls 1, but they started playing when Dark Souls 2 came out because they used a lot more marketing and all of that. Man, those people, they don't know, man. They just don't know. They don't know. So yeah, bring back the old school style of invasions. Take away the weapon level requirement. Take away let people play. I want to be a solo host and I want to get invaded. I want to get that experience because it's like it makes the game so much better to know that you're playing online and you are every moment that you're playing, you are at risk. Not only you are risking against the environment of the game, but also there's the risk that someone else comes into your world and try to kill you. You know how that makes you feel? It makes the immersion so much better. It just does, man. And of course there's gonna be some salty moments. Sometimes you're gonna be angry because, oh my god, you just died right before the bonfire or some shit and you lose all of your souls. But remember that you cannot get a sense of that's what the Souls games are about, and what made them great in the first place is that you cannot get the satisfaction of achievement without any difficulties in the way. So if you just get there by summoning 3 phantoms, 3 whites all the time, and they will clear the level for you, you don't have to do nothing, you just go to the boss and they will kill it for you. They switch aggro, so whenever the boss is trying to kill you, you just take 1 hit, you just roll back, you heal up, you drink your flask like a good boy, and the boss will take aggro on one of your 4 other friends at a time. Then after you kill that boss, you're gonna feel empty inside, and like it's just not worth it. The experience is not like that. The experience is play solo, play your own game, get invaded, and go through the pain, because sometimes, again, it can be painful and it can be super annoying to get killed and that. But then once you kill the invader, it will feel so much more rewarding for you compared to what you do nowadays in fucking Dark Souls 3, where all the zoomers are there just with 4 phantoms, chain locking, chain stunning the invader to death with the giant hammer of Vort and then pointing you down. That doesn't feel good, man. That doesn't feel good for the guy that's invading. I'm sure it doesn't feel good for you as well. Because again, I will say this again, ganking, you know why ganking was a thing in the first place? Do you know why? Why people would just stand there and gank people? Do you think they just do it because just because? For no reason? No, because you will get a lot more souls out of it. People would be farming reds. It used to be in Demon Souls or Dark Souls 1, people will just gank the invaders because they get souls. It was like a gameplay reason for this to happen. Nowadays, it's just they just have their summons to go through the level, of course, and they are thrown in this situation where they have to do PvP when they don't even want to do PvP. It's completely backwards. So I don't even know what to say. I'm not, of course, obviously I'm not a game designer or anything. I don't know how to fix this, but I will just stick to their roots in a way in terms of the PvP. And if this video gets any I don't know, 10 people watching this or whatever, or if somehow people could take something away from this, is that remember what made your games great in the first place. Yeah, okay, so, well, I think I'm done rambling for this, so have a good day, bye bye.